I've rather been enjoying reading the Bible, particularly the New Testament, from the perspective of if this was some kind of an embellishment or an out and out lie, that the author would basically have to be as stupid as Bubba Booey from Howard Stern. And with that in mind, I'd like to take a look at the Transfiguration narrative in Mark's Gospel. Now, for skeptics, and like I said, I can be pretty skeptical. I like to look at things the way you guys would look at it. This story on its surface would just seem like something that, for all we know, the story that they made up. It's like Jesus appearing dazzling, his clothes being dazzling white, and then out of nowhere, Elijah and Moses are talking to Jesus. How do we really know that this is a true story? Well, something that struck me in this story, that again, if this was an embellishment or just some kind of tall tale, they have Peter saying to Jesus, "Rabbi, it's good for us to be here. Let us put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah." Okay, Peter, that sounds great. Peter's just kind of spouting off gibberish here, typical of Peter. What does this add to the story if this is an embellishment, or if this is just an out-and-out myth? This has the markings just kind of as a recount from an eyewitness. This is what Peter was telling Mark happened. And this was the story that was circulating in the early church. So for the skeptics, I just want to get your take on it. Why, based on this, why do you think that this story is still an embellishment from Mark? Muslims too. This narrative, if true, and not just a made-up story by Mark, this is pretty damaging to your theology too. Why? Because Jesus is appearing with Moses and Elijah. This means that Jesus is the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. And after this, a cloud appeared and covered them, and a voice came from heaven, from the cloud, "This is my son whom I love, listen to him." This is not just some ordinary prophet from Islam. This is the Son of God. And once again, Muslims, just think it over. Jesus is the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. No other prophets from God are necessary, which means Muhammad was a false prophet. Okay, Jehovah's Witnesses and all you other soul sleepers. And I'm thinking of Christo E. Cruz, perhaps. I know you're watching, Cruzy. Here's Luke's narrative. Luke mentions something that Matthew and Mark don't. The excuse for the soul sleepers about this is, well, this was just a vision. Well, okay. Here's the thing with that. And first off, let me give a big fat tip of the hat to my man J.W. Fairytale. It was he who actually introduced me to this argument. May I say it's a sad day when a Bible reading, Bible studying Christian totally gets one-upped by, I'll steal the Lucius V's term for it, a monkey raping apostate. He introduced me to this argument, and heck of it isn't airtight. It's a vision, huh? Okay. Well, the appearance of Jesus' clothes changed, and he became bright as a flash of lightning. Moses and Elijah appeared talking with Jesus. They spoke about his departure, which was about to fulfill in Jerusalem. Another thing for the Muslims. All right, here's the thing for the J-dubs. Peter and his companions were very sleepy, but when they became fully awake, they saw his glory and the 2 men standing with him. Let me ask, why would it be, how many visions occur with people when they're like half asleep, and as they're waking up, the people in the vision are in the midst of a conversation, And isn't the vision usually for the immediate benefit of people? The disciples kept this to themselves and did not tell anyone at the time what they had seen. That's because I believe Jesus instructs them not to. What purpose would that vision serve? This means Moses, who was dead and in the ground, was very much still alive. And if you're going to insist that this is a vision, please show me another vision that occurs for people when they're pretty much asleep and waking up. Never heard of it before. So, from this, I just want everyone that I'm addressing this to the skeptics, to the Muslims, and to the JWs and all the other soul sleepers out there, chew this all over. And I pray that God might lead you just a little closer to His truth with this information. That's it for today. God bless.